Lifters Cup in Germany with him. Back then he was a bit on the rise, but he could just play characters in an instant.
Yeah.
Like in 2 days he already knew the bread and butter. But yeah, I don't think we really care about other characters because he's just playing this Rosalina, the statement character of Solo. We're going to start the set of Solo versus Supahsemmie and winner semifinals.
Alright, so it's going to be Pokemon Stadium 2, which has become more popular in the Netherlands as of late, I would say. I saw a lot today.
Yeah, is it as of late? Because I always, it's so funny because a lot of streamers tend to go to quad streams, so you can see like 4 sets in a row. Yeah, they're always PS2. People don't really think about stages, or there's just like the most comfortable stage. But right now, what's also very comfortable is Solo with a sick advantage stage, throwing Supahsemmie off stage right now.
Yeah, and again, coming in with that Nair, Supahsemmie really no position to go to, and that Nair is not really punishable for young Link. So, pretty difficult position for Supahsemmie right now. Again, that Nair coming in, and then the up airs. But Semi manages to land and now has a position to maybe tack on some damage for himself.
Yeah.
Fire arrows coming out.
Yeah, the situation is reset, right? Not right now. Every time I say something, it gets reverted back right now. But one thing that's very, very important in this set, I believe, is how Supahsemmie recovers. Recovery doesn't really matter if you just get up smashed right now. But what's very important about Rosalina is, of course, her puppet, the star. And you've seen it in like the first advantage state, where Solo puts Rosalina's star right next to the ledge, where if Supahsemmie were to try to recover, it gets intercepted. And I think that's something that's going to be very important and detrimental in this set.
I think so too, Lustrous. For now, Supahsemmie trying to find a KO. Solo already on 140%. Lots of rage. But Semi finds the up tilt and will finish off that first stock of Solos.
Yeah.
So now it's just 2-2.
Yeah, that's a bit of a missed confirm or just a very good DI of Supahsemmie. But finding that up tilt, resetting the stock count in a bit of a neutral situation right now. And you see already the fire arrows, of course, making waves on that neutral game.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow-paced game, it seems like. Solo finding the down smash, pushing Semi further and further to that ledge. And then jumping off the ledge and very aggressively. That Zair will interrupt Solo's approach. And now it's Semi evening up the percentage.
Yeah, no
somewhat.
Luma's back. Having no Luma makes Rosalina easier to combo, I believe. So you don't have to keep on count where Luma could interrupt the combo. Luma's back. And you can see already fire arrows are back.
Solo trying to find the KO here on the edge of Pokemon Stadium. Does find some jabs with Luma, so Semi is now up in the air, stuck on the platform. Needs to get down. Does hit, just kicks Luma away. Get away from me, he says, as he will forward air that Rosalina further and further off stage. Solo in a bit of a pickle right now. Oh, not a pickle at all.
Yeah, not at all. It's also Supahsemmie tried to be a bit quirky with ledge trump and a bear. Didn't connect. That did connect, and we're on even stock count right now.
Ledge trump bear is more something you reserve for like the final stock of the set, and it's that epic moment where everyone in the crowd pops off. But no, Semi tried to throw it out in the first game, didn't quite work out. So Solo now ahead, 20%. It's not much, but it's nothing to scoff at either.
No, not at all. He's still in a very good advantage position, having that puppet play. It's as if he's playing Ice Climber, and it's very hard to keep track of what's Luma going to do.
Oh, he can't make it. Did he draw a bomb? Oh, he did draw a bomb, so he's gonna make it back. Very good heads-up recovery by Semi. Not getting scared at all. I thought it was gonna spike, but I guess that down air doesn't quite. I'm not sure about that.
It could be a sour spot, but to be honest, I don't really know what Luma is capable of and what hitboxes do what. Still, as I've been saying, Luma very hard to keep track of, and you can see already the Teddy recovery and the Luma putting next to stage. Doesn't matter, the up smash takes game 1 for Solo.
Very good game by Solo. Only 33% in his last stock, was really dominant all the way through. So now Semi's back to the drawing board. What's the change going to be? Is it going to be a different stage? Well, there's not going to be a different character, I think.
No, I don't believe so. So recovery is very important for Supahsemmie. There are loads of things to keep track of. Of course, Supahsemmie also very proficient at recovering. Is it the bomb? Is it the tether? Is it the up B immediately? As you can see, like the first game, it was pretty hard punished, and still it put a lot of pressure on how Supahsemmie would like to recover. So having that thought of mind of keeping track of what to do, that could be taxing.
Right. So you think it's not necessarily a stage kind of problem, but more a gameplay kind of problem where Semi just has to change up some integral parts to his game plan. Let's see what his plan is here in game number 2, as the boomerangs and arrows are immediately flying out, but also Rosalina coming out with some of her big hitboxes.
Yeah, and you've been saying like the nair of Rosalina is very detrimental to the gameplay, and I think we're seeing it right now. How you can't really punish that, or you can't even contest that. Supahsemmie has very small hitboxes, and I believe Nair beats out most of the projectiles.
Yeah, I think so too. So it's going, and especially because Rosalina is so big, means her hitboxes are also quite big.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty difficult for Semi to really get past that wall of just aerial moves, and also that Luma just being a menace, really.
Yeah, and like 15% on Rosalina, 123% on Supahsemmie. Trying to break that wall doesn't really happen with the arrows.
Nope.
It just gets shielded. It just gets shielded by Luma. And you can see Solo playing out of his mind right now, taking a very clean first stock in this game too.
Very smart play there with Luma. Luma already standing to the right of Semi. Solo dashing left, getting that up smash. No Luma right now, so this should be the moment Semi decides to strike. But still, it's not that easy to get a combo starter.
No, not at all. And you can see Solo always shifting the paradigm of whenever he is not with Luma, just try to wait it out, try to play it safe. And here, very smart Supahsemmie trying to attack that star. That poor star is already dead. And the situation is reset again of Rosalina not having the star.
Right. Still, Solo finds an opening, manages to find a grab to tack on even more damage, and now Luma is back to tack on even more.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure how to control Luma, but as it is looking right now, a very proficient play with the puppet. There's so much pressure from the other side of the screen, purely because Luma's positions very well.
Nice. Semi, of course, catching that. It was a very stray aerial from Solo. Plenty of time for Semi to punish that, so now the stocks are even. Semi still down 70%. Solo is doing great so far. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Yeah.
Will he get out of this grab? Yes, he will. Gets an up air to or gets an up air.
Yeah, classic bread and butter, of course, down throw into up air, trying to start that juggle. One thing that's very interesting to me is how to shift the paradigm, not as a puppet player, but as a opponent. Because like one big mistake I see players always do against a character like Diddy Kong is whenever they have like the banana stolen, they always try to force things, right?
Yeah.
And players who play Diddy Kong themselves, they can just react to that, and they know players tend to try to force things if they're seen as in it is disadvantage. Not the case right now. But Supahsemmie very keen on how to push its advantage, not being greedy because he wants to force things without Luma.
Yeah, first stock from talking about forcing things. Semi was very forcing in the first stock. It feels like, and now has seemed to found more control in the pace of the match. Finds some neutral air, and Rosalina, not the heaviest, will get the KO.
Yeah.
So Semi now takes the lead for the first time in this match.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a big lead.
Yeah, and that after a very clean stock of Solo.
Yeah.
Still back to neutral, back to the fire arrows. Just telling us that he's going to want to keep it down. Doesn't want to rush things because he's in the lead right now, and one up smash could be detriment.
Exactly, and there's that up smash, and immediately it gets punished. Back air to another up air. That down air will not do it quite. Gets another neutral air. Rosalina, of course, can make it back, but that
Does that
uppy,
kill? Does that kill?
that does
kill.
KO. So good awareness by Supahsemmie. Great edge guard. And he gets game number 2.
Yeah, that's very sick, because we've been saying that recovery on Supahsemmie is very important in this set, but it seems that Rosalina's OP is also very linear, because, yeah, it was a straight line, and Supahsemmie having all the answers, knowing exactly what to do to finish that game 2.
Well, of course, Rosalina goes very far, but yeah, like you said, it's a linear recovery. Semi having the awareness to just use that hero spin as an attacking tool right there, right then. Secures game number 2, and now game number 3 will be fought on battlefield with some random Japanese song playing in the background.
Yeah. What's important in this set, because this is the counter pick of Solo. We've seen how much pressure there is with the juggling, and exactly right here, the triplats makes it very easy for Rosalina to follow up on these punishes.
Right, but I can also see how the platforms would work very well for Supahsemmie.
Yeah.
So far, not really those insane combos we're used to. You pointed out earlier that Luma, of course, makes it difficult to really extend those combos because there's always a disruption factor.
Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, because you could already see the Nair. We've been talking about that Nair of Rosalina, but that Nair covers the whole platform.
Yeah.
That up air also almost covers like the whole platform. So I can really see why Solo went to this stage. A bit of a wave dash kind of play. Not sure what that was, but not sure what this is, because Supahsemmie is one stock away. Sorry.
Behind.
Behind,
102 percentage still on Solo, so this stock is not long for the living. But Semi finds the forward there, so we're back to even stocks, even percentages.
Yeah.
But still, it feels like Solo has been on the edge of greatness right here. And
Still
could very well pull the game towards himself.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think he was trying to put Luma in front of him, so he could eat that forward air to not get killed. Didn't work out, but still, again, it's so back and forth. It's just very hard to keep track of what Luma's doing, but it's been doing the great kind of things.
Yeah. Trying to go for that down air once again. Now Semi jumps to just avoid it. Back to the fire arrows, making sure that he does not get caught off guard as Luma flies across the stage to help her master.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering why Solo decided to put Luma on the edge, on the left side of the field.
I think it was still like stuck there.
Yeah, isn't it going to reset if you just press B again?
Yeah, it does, but it takes time, so maybe he felt like he could use it later. Like for example, earlier we saw Solo using it to dash right and then use an up smash to surprise Semi.
Right.
So there's quite a bit of intricacies going through Solo's mind right now, making sure to make the maximum out of his puppet.
Yeah, I mean he's playing very well.
He is playing very well.
Yeah, he's in the advantage right now. One stock away of taking that game 3. Also, always, yeah, still that, of course, Semi, these recoveries, man, these swings, very good, resetting the situation.
Yeah, 132% on Solo, but still, with that rage, he could very well make an end to Semi's last stock here in this game number 3, securing a nice lead for himself.
There's so much pressure just because of that little star standing on the edge.
Yeah, and there's not really a way to get around it. You'd have to commit to going on the platforms, and that's just a little bit too much for Semi right now. Semi just decides to make a run for it, makes to the other side of the stage, gets the back air, but that doesn't quite KO. Let's see if he can punish this recovery. He does not.
Yeah, long road ahead of Supahsemmie.
Yeah, does get the forward throw.
Does get the forward throw, still very behind on the percentage-wise. We've seen Semi win this. Still, so much pressure just because of that star.
Yeah, and
so much pressure because of the platforms.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely true. 150%. Really a lot is going to do it, but this might be the combo starter. Semi needs, gets the back air, 42%, gets interrupted by Luma.
Exactly.
Does dodge the up smash, but it is exactly as you were talking about. And Solo finishes game number 3 and is up 2-1.
He's playing doubles by himself. You've seen that setup of Luma hitting with the jabs, I believe, into the up air of Rosalina. Very, very beautiful play. This is one game away of winners finals for Solo.
Yeah. Solo, of course, trying to really make a name for himself. And he's only one game away from making it to that phenomenal top 3 placing. But of course, Semi wants it just as much. So we're going to head into game number 4 on Pokemon Stadium 2. No more annoying triplets, just 2 to work with, which will make it a little bit easier for Semi to get past that Luma.
Yeah, and also a way bigger stage, right?
Yeah.
Having 2 characters playing on a very small stage, it's very hard to break those walls Solo's been pitting on. With a bigger stage, you also have more room to play around with. But Solo, man, like, Supahsemmie has a lot of proof, right? Because he's like the established best player in the Netherlands, #1 on the PR. Solo, well, as we've been saying, like on the brink of breaking that echelon. One game away of making winners finals and upsetting Supahsemmie. And that must be a lot of pressure. But again, Solo has been on the rise for so long. He wants it so desperately.
Yeah.
He works very hard. Played very well on the IB games, a online bracket. Placing, I believe, 5th and DQing because of his internet issues. But man, like, translating this on LAN, because like he's always been a very good online player, right?
Yeah, he has.
But it's been these past 2 years where he's been making himself a very established offline player, and almost breaking #1 player Supahsemmie and almost making winners finals.
Yeah, and also doing it with a character we don't see that often. Like, how many times do you see Rosalina in bracket? Last time I saw Rosalina in bracket was because of Solo, but the time before that was when the Buzz was playing it during Albion 4.
Yeah, it was.
And that was a long time ago. If you remember Albion 4, you're probably in your 30s right now.
I'm not 30.
Well, I am.
Yeah, but Solo, of course, not the only Rosalina in EU. Homika, of course, a very good player in France, of course, also playing Rosalina. Still not playing as well as Solo is right now, taking that lead in his match game.
130% on Solo, still a stock worth playing with.
No
Semi
Luma.
does find the fire arrow, and that will set up for a forward air.
Yeah, and no Luma to protect the fire arrows. 1 arrow leads to 1 forward air, and the game has been reset.
Yeah. Now Semi looking for a combo starter. Really hoping to get a grab, or this exactly. 36% will be a nice start for him. Finds the dash attacks. These dash attacks have been great at destroying that wall, but of course they are very unsafe. Have to be very careful when throwing those out, because next time you throw a dash attack on a shield, you will get grabbed for it.
Yeah, a very interesting play of Supahsemmie of going under Rosalina, doing a meaty up B to catch the landing. Also very risky, so I'm kind of surprised that he went for that on a 0%, hoping to get a combo starter and finishing that stock as fast as possible. But I think Solo caught on to that and is mixing his landings quite nice right now.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case. Solo getting hit by a landing aerial, but Luma once again interrupting, ending the fun of Semi, and Luma the 1-2 and will get it, and Solo puts Semi on possibly his final stock of this winner side.
And that up smash is also so safe. Just send the star on Semi's way, press up smash. If it gets interrupted, I don't mind. I also Rosalina was like miles away, and still Semi fighting back. Long road ahead of him.
You have to get the stock right here. 140%, no Luma. You have to get it. Can you find the opening? No, Solo just runs away and finds a new Luma. So now it's going to be that much more difficult to get something started, because you always have to be careful of that Luma.
Man, Solo is controlling the space so well. There's nowhere for Semi to walk besides the ledge, and it puts him in so much danger constantly.
Semi on 60%, hanging onto the ledge as if his life depended on it.
I mean, his life does depend on it.
It does kind of depend on it. Gets the fire arrow, but no follow-up.
Yeah.
Maybe the forward throw will do it. No, it will not.
I also wouldn't like to follow up if Luma is always in the picture. And you can see nice sharking. Still, 6% of Semi. A good combo and a good juggle could finish that for Supahsemmie. Still, I'm very curious. I kind of wish there was something like this on Super Smash Ultimate.
Oh, good weight.
Yeah, definitely is. In football, there's always like the area of where the players are located most of the time, right, in a match.
Yeah.
If it was the case in this game, you could see Semi always in the corner, because that's how much pressure Solo is putting on. Yeah. Again, in the corner, just throwing fire arrows while Luma is in the way.
Oh, I think Solo overextended there a little bit, so Semi gets another chance at life. 82% on Solo is very doable for our youngling player. Ooh, Solo tried to go for everything, but Semi almost makes it happen. Doesn't quite make it happen.
Not a lot of rage and good DI by Rosalina, and still 70% should not kill. Still, that was a bit risky for Solo's liking. A very even game right now, a very nail-biting game.
No Luma.
And fire arrows do stuff. Doesn't matter. Up air sharking Solo, and it's a game 5.
Oh my goodness, when Luma hit Youngling, or when Luma hit Supahsemmie to the left side of the stage, I thought Semi was done for her. And we were not even going to see a game 5, but we do see a game 5 here as our starter of top 8. Supahsemmie and Solo going toe-to-toe to our final game.
And have we expected this? We've been saying Supahsemmie very established, Solo on the brink of breaking that top 10. Have we expected such a close set? You see these players so concentrated, think about their next moves, what went wrong, what went right. There's been gaming. There is gaming.
This is what you would call a gaming situation.
Oh yeah, for sure. Very concentrated, heading into game 5.
I'm fearing it might be another Battlefield game.
Yeah, it is a counter pick of Solo. So that's a thing going very well for Solo.
We saw what happened with the Battlefield pick.
Yeah.
And I don't think Semi wants to go to Battlefield ever again.
No.
Special though. Oh,
I think
not liking that pick.
No, the same problems you have with triplats and a very small stage. It's also the same case on Smashville. Having one middle ground on the middle platform, Rosa can just cover everything within there, and a lot of options with up air. And again, small stage, Luma exerts so much pressure there.
Is there any stage that you can leave open though? Because you need to, well, judging by the Battlefield game, you have to ban Battlefield.
Yeah.
Now you also have to ban, like, you'd like to ban Smashville and Hollow Bastion.
That's true.
But then you have Yoshi's Story, which you'd also like to ban. So it feels like, it kind of feels like you need these 4 bans. And Semi just decided, well, of all those 4 bans,
this is the least bad.
I want to play on Smashville.
Yeah, still very high ceiling.
Oh my god, it's KK Slider!
Oh, my boy. So, okay. One thing going for Semi is the very high ceiling. And I believe most of the kills Solo has been getting are from up smashes, are from juggles. So this could make it easier to survive. And making it easier to survive longer on the stocks. Still, that is not an up smash and also not a juggle. A very small side platform, so a dare like that could kill very easily as well. The up smash again, not mattering that much because of the high ceiling.
Yeah, but you can see what these advantage state mean for these players. We saw Solo get 1 advantage state, and that's 132% on Semi already.
For sure.
And yeah, it's been mostly a game of advantage states one way or the other.
For sure.
And Solo really has been getting the better out of them. I think Solo has been extending his advantage states better and better. Semi has been getting more.
I don't agree with that. I think Semi has to work a lot harder to get advantage stages. Because neutral is just very hard against Rosalina.
Yeah, that's true.
All those arrows get blocked, and the arrows are like a very important part of Semi's game plan. And if those gets blocked by stars, there are not a lot of tools to rely on. So Semi has been getting a less advantage stages, but does make it equal most of the time.
Yeah.
While Solo has been getting more advantage stages because he gets to.
By virtue of his character,
Yeah.
of the character matchup. Yeah, that could very well be true, but what's also true is that Solo's only ahead 20% despite his very strong start. So Semi might be catching on to some of these
The
things
interrupt
he
again.
needs to do. Yeah, it's
And
difficult.
That nair. Yeah, that nair is very hard to deal with. I can definitely see why Semi has been dreading to play against that nair.
Oh, he didn't have a bomb because he had his jump left. Very good awareness by Supahsemmie.
Yeah, and
Makes it back to the stage, and this could be the start of something great. Great parry,
Yeah.
great awareness. Of course, that nair was come out, so Semi was very much aware of that. Again, the nair, trying to create some extra space for himself. Solo manages to find space and also manages to find a back air.
Yeah, if I believe Semi was a bit higher on percentages because that could have been a stock. Still good position, great position. Last stock for Supahsemmie.
Oh dear, can Supahsemmie hold on? Or will Solo finally break into that top 3? A great start in his last stock for Solo, 30% already on Supahsemmie. The fire arrow will connect, but it's from so far away. Solo can take some extra percentage,
Interrupting
and
again.
it will interrupt.
Yeah, so because Solo has been relying on that nair so much, you would think Semi would have an answer to that option. It's just, I don't see it. I don't see it yet. We saw one good parry leading into a stock. We see a very good pressure by Rosalina. As that could be bad. Oh, nair again. It's very unfortunate that Sam has missed that punish, but
yeah, does find the forward air eventually. So Semi is still in this 190% behind, but we've seen worse positions for our youngling player.
Oh, for sure.
This
and
is
Solo pops off.
Solo deservedly pops off and does get it eventually.
That's insane. Solo finally breaking that upper echelon. I believe he finally made it, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, he did.
Making winners finals. Did anyone expect this?
No, I don't think anyone had this on their bingo chart. Like, sure, they had Kelvin getting drunk on stream, and they had Aaron drinking way too much, but Solo getting top 3, now that's the nicest thing that has happened today.
Why? Aaron is so happy downstairs.
Yeah, he is very happy. He is very happy, but who's also happy? Solo is happy. He'll be our first qualifier for the winners final, and we'll have to face off against the winner of Space and Azrael. And what a banger of a set it was, and we'll have plenty more bangers, as you can see on the screen.
I mean,